Hi, so today we're going to be going over a few boards. The first one is going to be a dead 820-3435. After this, I'm going to be trying my luck with a 15-inch Touch Bar MacBook Pro that I have no schematics and board views to. I'm starting with the 820-3435 before doing the Touch Bar because maybe, just maybe, if I do a nice job and I'm nice and polite, a little fairy is going to fly in with a schematic and a board view for me. Wouldn't that be nice? Anyway, so let's get started on this. And no, I don't have a schematic for it. But if anybody happens to, you shouldn't give me a schematic because that's the wrong thing to do. But if you could happily hand it to a little flying fairy, that would be absolutely amazing. So let's see what's going on with this 820-3435 over here. Let me just open up a schematic and a board view so that we can get to work. So when I plug this into the charger, I get no green light. I'm not going to explain the entirety of the one-wire circuit because I've done that about 15 million times and it's starting to get boring to me. But in order to have the one-wire circuit work, we do need PP3V42 to be present, and we're going to check here and see if PP3V42 is present. PP3V42 is a rail that powers the SMC, which is needed to talk to the charger, and a bunch of other stuff. So let's see if we can find the page where it would show me that. So on the schematic, there's going to be this one page that gives you a list of all the different power rails over here. So you can see I've got PP bus G3 hot, PP DC in, PP3V42, and so on and so forth. And PP3V42 powers the system management controller, which is needed for this to work. So let's turn on my multimeter, and let's get to measuring. So we've got the meter, we've got that. Ahem. Wake up, meter. Wake up, you piece of... There we go. Steaming pile. Okay, so PP3V42, according to this, is going to be PP3V42 underscore G3 hot. And if you want to know why this is, go over my video on charging circuits on the Macbook Air or the one-wire circuit to know why I'm looking for this rail first. I've done that in a million videos. If you get a schematic, would you share it with the rest of us? I would never share it with any of you, but I would share it with the fairy. So, PP3V42 is 0.4 volts. You're awesome. Thank you. So 0.4 volts is what we have here. 0.4 volts does not sound like 3.42 volts. Did you fuck up the USPS API again?
Is it down again?
You know, I'm glad that we're in the same ship, but that we both use the same shitty USPS API for our website. Because that means that, like, I thought that was you sabotaging my site because I left my admin window open. But now, yeah.
It's even worse.
Yeah, how about that?
Now eBay guy wins on Flux out.
Do you still have free shipping? Everybody should go to microsolderingsupply.com and buy a single iPad mini digitizer connector while he still has free shipping enabled, so he has to pay more in shipping than what you bought. Anyway, inside joke. So let's continue here. Let's go back to work. So unplug the charger. Apparently the USPS shipping API has been going up and down, and I thought it was Jason, but he uses the same API I do. So there is no short circuit to grounds on PP3V42. So let's go through this step by step. Let's open up the circuit diagram and figure out why we're not getting any power. I'm a dead 820-3435. No, you're not, Chris. You're alive. L7095. So let's go over here. Let's go to this screen. So this is the PP3V42 circuit, right? So let's just make long story short. Charger power comes in here. This is charger power, DC in. So the DC in is going to go through this transistor. Then it goes through this resistor, which is being used as a fuse, to the 3.42 volt power supply chip. Now, this can be powered by either the charger, PP DC in, or the battery, PP bus G3 hot. So it can be powered either off of 16 or 8 volts. This diode makes sure that when the 16 volts is plugged in, that it does not go straight to the 8 volt battery and kill it. And this chip turns 8 or 16 volts into 3.42 volts. It needs a couple of things to work. First thing it needs is on the SHDN pin, which stands for shutdown. It needs more than 2 or 4 volts. I think it's more than 2 volts, or else it will shut down. R7080 takes the input voltage and sends it to the shutdown pin. And let's see what we get at a few different points. So I'm going to measure at a couple of different places here. Ready? Ready? All right, so we're going to measure at right over here at R7005. So let's try and find R7005. R7005 is going to be this top one over here. And ew. Yuck. Who uses the mop bucket most? Me. Me. Sadly. Okay, so let's... I love having my multimeter back. Would like if my camera would stay in focus, but that's asking way too much. Yeah. Come on, camera. Alright, so what do we get? So over here, we get 16 volts. Exactly what we're supposed to get. So now let's move along. Let's go to the other side of the resistor and see if it's still getting voltage. On the other side of the resistor, I'm getting... Wait a sec, wrong resistor. Shit. Whoops. Pretend I didn't do that. Alright, we're getting 16.5 volts, so we're still getting it. Now we're going to check at the diode over here. We're going to check at the input of the diode and the output of the diode. So the input of the diode is... Stupid hand. Come on, pay attention. 16.5 volts. Good. And the output of the diode is 2.1 volts. Bad. All right, so let's repeal and replace the diode and see if that fixes our problem. I just want to see what it looks like after I remove that diode, because it does have a little bit of nastiness around it. Do you use the XW tool? Do you use the XW tool?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he uses the XW tool. So we're just going to wait for my hot air station to heat up. Wait for my nice... Kind of jealous. You got your JBC fixed and I'm still stuck with the... Yeah. How long did it take? Come on, Weller. Come on, Weller. What do you guys think of Dell monitors? Dell doesn't make monitors. Dell puts their name on other people's monitors. What you talking about? Dell doesn't make monitors. Alright, so we're going to preheat the board a little bit, since it is a little cool with the air conditioning in here. And I'm going to preheat the board while reading live chat because I'm a professional. Okay, time for us to get rid of this diode. Okay, what? I tried to read a sentence, that was a fail. TCRS, I'm going to kick you in the balls if you're doing what I think you're doing. Yeah, that diode definitely needed to get repealed. Alright, so let's turn on the iron and whoops. I still have my GPU I still have my GPU wicking tip on here. Yeah, this would be a great iron to do the board with. Just like scrape everything. Okay. All right. Why doesn't it look like a regular diode? This is two diodes in one. Good question. So the way that this diode works is this diode is 2 diodes in one package. So the whole idea is that this chip needs to turn on first before anything else. So this needs to, this PP3V4 rail has to be the first one that comes on. So it doesn't have the luxury of turning on after another rail. It has to turn on directly from the main rail, which is either the battery, or if the battery is dead, the charger. I don't feel emotions anymore. Is there a capacitor I can replace to fix this? Sadly, no, Narv. I would suggest seeing a therapist. And not one of those shitty bullshit fuck-off therapists that's like, and how do you feel about that? And how do you feel about that? And how does that make you feel? I'm going to kick you in the balls. Go, come on, read that. Read that. Oh, it's already gone. That was you!
No!
Yeah. So for the depressed person who asked that question, see a therapist and not one of the and how does that make you feel therapists. Those are the people that are just making $150 an hour to do shit. And for this circuit over here, you don't want the charging voltage, which is 18 volts, because keep in mind they're both tied to the input pin. But if you have the charger and the battery plugged in at the same time, if these were just tied together, the 18 volts from the charger would go directly to the battery, and the battery would then explode. You don't want your computer to be like a Note 7, do you? Nope. So that's why that diode is there. So that's 2 diodes in one, 2 different inputs, but the same output. Good question. So we're going to now scrape and see if we still have a pad left over there. I applied for electronics class just because of your series. Well, that's awesome. All right, so we have successfully repealed. Hopefully you can see that. Actually, that was probably off screen. Fuck. I need to get another monitor for this. The chat is overlaying what my microscope camera. I haven't duct taped my other monitor to the wall yet, but it is on the to-do list. It is on the to-do list. So now we're going to grab another diode. What's your thoughts on a $5,000 monitor from Dell? No, not buying that. Screw that. If you're into that stuff, then I'm not going to insult you for it. Again, I have phase coherent speakers in front of me. I'm not even facing them. You know, I have TLCS 3.6s behind me. I'm thinking of picking up a used pair of 3.7s. I found the used pair of 3.7s for only $4,000, which is insanely cheap. So I can't really insult or say anything. I haven't tried the monitor, but yeah, I'm definitely not the person that would appreciate a $5,000 monitor. So we're going to get ourselves a second diode. We're going to get ourselves a second diode because the first one flew away. Who sent phantom power to their laptop? Ugh. No. No, nice try, little bastard. All right. Melt. Melt, you piece of shit. Yes. All right. And next. What? That will not stand. Oh, hell no. Hell no. It's a JTAG connector. VidMe hates criticism, says J.K. Von. Yeah, VidMe's a joke. VidMe's a joke. I talked about that after they made that whole bullshit-ass video about how, like, you know, YouTube is demonetizing people and VidMe is not demonetizing people. Because VidMe doesn't even have monetization to fucking begin with. How do you criticize YouTube's monetization scheme when your website doesn't even have one? Oh my god. And then they finally get this subscription-based thing, which is pretty much what, like, Streamlabs and PayPal and Patreon and everybody else had years ago. Like, you had that with PayPal buttons since, like, what, 2002? 2005? Actually, no, PayPal probably wasn't even around 2002, but you get my point. And then they start deleting comments in their Reddit that they don't like, that are legit criticism. Hilarious. The anti-censorship platform. The demonetization is censorship platform is deleting people's posts. Lewis, are you afraid they would delete your VidMe account? Oh, I lose my 10 views a day. Yeah. What's your thought on clipped cornwalls? The older horns are really not my thing. They're not bad, but they're just not my thing either. Alright. Now that the JTAG has been eradicated, we're going to do the final test. The quality assurance, quality control, guaranteed test to make sure everything in this machine works just fine with no flaws. The fan is spinning. I'm done! Alright. Next. No, really. No, really. No, really. That's testing. The fan spins. I'm done. Testing can be done by the other department. Testing can be done by the other department. Why ruin my fun? I think the board works. It looks like it works. I mean, I'm at a high right now. I don't want to ruin that high by, like, figuring out that Wi-Fi doesn't work. Pfft, fuck that. That's somebody else's problem. All right. See, before we move on to the touch bar, this is dead, not turning on at all. We're going to take a look through this, and I'm just going to check my email and see if a little fairy happened to share something with me. What do I have in my email? And am I looking my email? Have I been good this year? Fuck. Sigh. I guess I haven't. No schematic. Alright. We'll move on to this thing. What do you think about restaurant tipping? Tip if they do well, don't tip if they do shit. I don't care about that whole, like, oh, they get paid on tips, you have to tip. No, you don't. You really don't. Like, I will leave, I'll happily leave a 20 to 30% tip if you do a decent job, maybe 40 if you do an amazing job. But if I have to ask you more than 3 times to get a refill of water and I do this when you walk by and I have my water in my hand and it's empty and you don't refill it, you're getting shit. I don't really have, like, an in-between for tipping. Most of the time it's either a really good tip for a really good job or no tip because you sucked. You're not replacing the JTAG. Why? Oh, I'm sorry. Are you suggesting that I make things easier for Apple? The company that always puts so much effort to make things easier for me. Do I get to use that JTAG connector for anything? Do I get to attach that to something else to flash the BIOS of the SMC? Do I get to diagnose what's wrong with the board to the JTAG connector? Do I get access to that software? Then guess what? Neither does the Apple refurbishing facility when they get that board back. When that thing gets tossed out or sent back to Apple or, sold in some lot and they get them back to fix them, they can do the same fucking shit that I'm doing right here because I'm not making it easier for them until they make it easier for me. So that is why we removed the JTAG connector. We also removed the JTAG connector because corrosion on the JTAG connector, it's kind of like, Like if you get shot in the leg, you can't walk, but you can move your arms, you can think, you can eat. If you get shot in the brain, which is the center, the neural center of everything, you're fucked. You're just dead. So on the board, if you get water on the backlight circuit, no image. You get something on a CPU V-core, and maybe it crashes every now and then. But if you get liquid on the JTAG connector, which is where all these different signals meet, then you have a completely dead machine. So removing the JTAG is a good thing. Removing the JTAG is a good thing. So let's continue on this board, and let's take a look at what this touch bar looks like. So this touch bar here. Okay, so I can at least move the chat onto my 4K screen that doesn't give me a headache reading. I have this Samsung monitor, which is my second best monitor, which is really sad calling it that. Because like just reading chat, my eyes are bleeding. I usually only use it for preview. Now there's no schematic, so there's...
Who said Louis Rossman can't fix a Mac Pro?
What?
It works.
It works?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, it does.
You have a power cord?
I just hooked it up.
No way. This is the Mac Pro from yesterday. Are you telling me
You
to...
gotta apologize to it now.
I'm sorry I threw you. No, I don't know if this works yet or if you're fucking with me. Let's
No,
see.
it works.
Really?
Yeah. Hook it up to...
Whoa.
You
Lights?
have HDMI?
I don't have a... I do, but is there like a SSD in there with the guy's name on it?
No. Maybe.
Yeah, you...
From what?
Hey, look. We have a red light in the mouse. Woo. This is our proof that it works. Okay, so apparently with the Mac Pro trash can, you do have to close the thing to make it work again. Hey, this still counts as a fix.
I just reconnected everything.
Is the fan spinning? Whoa, I hear fan spin.
Yeah.
Huh?
Hook it up and here's a keyboard. It says select where to boot from.
They'll believe me.
Fair enough.
This is the fan spin is pretty much as far as we usually get. I don't even show them a mouse working. I wish my responsibility for iPhone repair is Apple logo, says Chris Long. Yeah. VidMe is like that annoying little brother. Yes. When I do iPhone repair, all I care about is Apple logo. No schematics for you, bro. Yeah. Why does Lewis wear shirts that are too small? Because I'm a midget? So if I wear shirts that are one size higher, they go down to my knees and I look like a rapper from the 90s. And if I wear this, it's actually normal on the rest of me, but just weird around the arms. Particularly because I have this annoying sunburn that hasn't gone away. So the skin is actually peeling off, and it keeps the shirt from going down because it's like abrasive sandpaper. Yeah. Keep that image in your mind. Hopefully you were reading. Let's see. There are reasons that some questions are better left unasked. Let's see. But yeah, this works. Trash can. It's actually pretty quiet. This kind of looks like the HEPA filter, doesn't it? No, seriously. Like this and this are they look almost identical. You know you know what? This whole concept of like suing Samsung because the shit looks the same. All right. So air comes out the top of this thing, right? No, seriously, follow me here for a second. Air comes out the top of the Mac Pro, right? Air comes out the top of this shit too. How about Honeywell get on that patent infringement bullshit? Look, seriously. Air comes in through the bottom. Air comes in through the bottom. It's a black cylinder. It's a black cylinder. It has buttons on it. This has buttons on it. The air comes out the top. Air comes out the top of this as well. I think somebody ripped off Honeywell's 50250. But no, seriously, let's get onto the touch bar and actually fix something. Turn this thing off. Happy that this Mac Pro works. I would love to see Honeywell say, it's the same shape. Because remember all the crap that Apple did with Samsung just because it's a rectangle. They made a phone that's a rectangle. Oh, wait. I shouldn't be doing that. Somebody's going to say that I'm making fun of a crippled person. I could never run for president, but But like, you know, it's a rectangle. They're not allowed to have a phone that's a rectangle. How dare you have a phone that's a rectangle? Like, stranger things have happened. There have been stranger pieces of legislation. There have been stranger pieces of legislation. I'm just saying, I would completely support seeing Honeywell just trash through Apple. Stealing the fucking case design. Bunch of pricks. All right. So now that we've gone through that, let's go over this touch bar. Now this has already been ultrasonically cleaned, which means that we get no hints. We get no hints, and because we have no schematic or board view, we also have no way to measure. So we're going to look and pray. Now I'm counting on you to find and see if any one of these things looks weird. You got to point it out to me so I don't miss it. I fixed a Honeywell. Yes, I fixed a Honeywell. I see the same question being copied and pasted, so I will boycott by ignoring it. Let's see. Was it hard to repair a trash can? It was an SMC reflow. I mean, I'm assuming that's an SMC. You know, that one has a green light, this one has a red light. It's not much difference. PCH_intruder_L. Eat, Love, Pray. That was a good movie. Don't tell anybody I think that's a good movie. They'll never let me hear the end of it. I liked Eat, Love, Pray. Okay. By the way, for all of you wondering, hey, check out your SSD. See this over here? This is your soldered on solid state drive. So yeah, by the way, if you want to buy a Mac Touch Bar and you want to upgrade the storage, fuck you. Fuck you. That's what Tim Cook says, fuck you. Because it's soldered right onto the board. See this? You want to buy a $3,000 machine? Oh, you want more storage? Do you want more storage? Fuck you. That's the SSD right here. Take a look at your SSD, at your RAM. Oh, like RAM, fine, but storage, like that's a dick move, man. That's a dick move. Anyway, let's continue. Turn the thing around, and we haven't found a hint of corrosion yet. This is gonna suck. I can tell that this is gonna suck. Let's see, you never know. The government should sue Apple for making the Mac Pro look like public trash cans. I agree. I don't think Jess is here right now. Grandma? Yeah, Grandma's not here right now. Grandma's teaching a class today. Grandma actually has people showing up to her class. The funniest thing is when people say that they figured out about Jess's class through my videos and like never inquired about the tutoring that's linked to below. Talk about fail in advertising. We're going to start doing more of the, I'm not going to name names here, but there are certain people on YouTube that embed 2-minute ads into 7-minute videos. We may need to start doing a little more of that. It was interesting hearing from Jess or somebody say, "Oh yeah, I love your stuff. I heard about it from Lewis and decided to take your course." And it's like, what? To be fair, you make your site scary about it. Yeah, I kind of do. I kind of do. There's a reason for that. You all know the reason for that. Damn, there's genuinely no hints on this board. Is it the trash can you put in the trash can yesterday? It is, and it has been polished, and it has been apologized to. It does have a fan spin and a light on the mouse. Ha ha. We found you. All right. Hi, Trace. It's me. Echo FX 951. Now we're going to be hunting a trace that appears to have a bit of a problem on it. But I can't be too loud or else it may run away. Hugs. Are you kidding? Please keep that away. Please tell me that's not that in the front right now. Oh, thank God. Oh, inside joke. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're not going to understand that. All right, so we're going to measure and see. The whole thing I want to see here is the top attached to the bottom? And it actually is, this kind of looks like, who is that here? Morphling from Dota. That's what this, like, don't you kind of see Morphling from Dota here? Like, this is the bottom of them, and this is the wave coming over at the top. Like, kind of looks like Morphling. So let's get the multimeter on and measure and see what's going on. Could you put the soldering wick in the description? Yeah, I forgot, and then I forgot again. So this is interesting. So what do you think this is for? What do you all think that that's for before we even measure? So where does that go to? So let's follow this line down. Alrighty. Come on, you camera. Goes to this random resistor. That's in a group of random resistors. I don't know what the fuck. None of this looks familiar to me. Sometimes the circuit from last year's board will be the same on the new board, but just moved around a little so you can kind of recognize the pattern. But here, none of this shit looks familiar to me. Yeah, genuinely none of this looks familiar to me. So I don't know what to make of it. Anybody have a guess as to what this circuit is for or what it does? Any ideas? Looks like some data lines, says Nitrocaster. Alright, so I'm going to put on my micro iron, micro tip, the T30-KN tip. When I say what iron I'm changing to, I should have a 2-minute advertisement right there. I really got to get my game up. More and more YouTube stuff that I watch has like these 2-minute ads fucking embedded into the 7-minute video. And those people are smart. Those guys are smart. I'm the jackass just keeping stuff in the description. Maybe make the entire video an ad next time. Maybe it'll just be nothing but one long ad. Alright, so first thing I want to do, check resistance. We're going to check the resistance. So I'm going to go between... Is there a break here? Yes, there is. See? If I touch the probes together, 0 ohms, but if I do this, I get nothing. Now here's the scary question, though. Is this still going wherever the hell it's supposed to go on the other end? Or is it in the center that it's supposed like, is this still going to whatever it's supposed to go to, or does it dig into the board in the middle here where I can't even see? Because what usually happens in these probe points, like this is what they're supposed to look like, is you'll see something that looks like this, and right in the middle of this, there'll be a dot, and that dot will be what burrows into the board. And here, right in the middle, it's burned, so I kind of wonder, even if I reconnect the trace to this, is it going to go where it's supposed to go? I also wonder where it's supposed to go to begin with, and I have no idea, because nobody's arrived at the board view yet. I'll settle for board view. I don't need a schematic. I know what half of the signals are for anyway. Give me a board view. Get me a board view. May I have a board view, please? The ultrasonic cleaned the board but didn't unsolder the shield supports. Who says I ultrasonicked it? Did I say I ultrasonicked it? Do you think any of the shit that I get anymore is stuff that is directly from consumers? Oh, fuckery. Okay. Fear confirmed. Fear confirmed. That was a fail. Alright, so that was... bleh. I wasn't even touching it. I was hovering over, too. So I wasn't, like, touching the board like this. I was doing a this instead of a this. So that it was... that, oh, that, well, ooh, oh, oh. Fucking bullshit. God damn it. Is this one big ad for your business? No, it's an ad for all the other people that did the same thing but cheaper. That learned from the video. Your tipping page is fucked. But today's not a day for APIs. USPS fail. API fail. Who says you were only the second technician that works on this? Yeah. Alright. It's time to dig. Time to dig. We don't give up that easy here. What about drilling a hole and filling that with solder? Well, I did drill a hole a few streams ago, but I mean that wasn't supposed to work again. That was kind of as a joke. Alright. We don't get fooled again. Let's see. Let's dig. I don't think that was just a test point. If it was, when these are just test points, they're very close. Let's see. If we dig, what's under there? I should get an X-Acto knife instead of this. An X-Acto knife would probably be best here. Alright. Piece of shit. You piece of Do I have an X-Acto, or can I just use Jason's good pair of tweezers and not tell him? He won't mind, right? You have an X-Acto that's still sharp?
What are you planning to do?
Dig a hole?
Well, don't wreck all my blades, please.
They're gonna... I'll only wreck 2 of them. Actually, wait, you have a lot. Oh, I can do some good digging here. Alright. That's just a test point. That's not just a test point, it has a V inside. I agree. So let's dig. Let's find this bastard. Now, the question is, have I dug too deep? Or is this just deep enough? Is this what I'm going for? Hopefully that's not ground. Then again, what if this is supposed to be ground? How the hell would I know? Okay, what is that? Let's see. Hey. Is that a 3435? No, this is a touch bar. This is a touch bar. Let's... Someone in here has a schematic and a board view. Says who? Who is not going to email it to help@rossmangroup.com? Alright, is that ground? That is ground. Alright, so... game over. Let's see. If that is ground, I'm kind of curious what's on the other side of the resistor that went to begin with. So let's see. So this is the resistor. It goes around here to this trace. And... okay, so... Wait, what range are we in there? Range ohms. There's a chance that that may just... no. Idiocy. Never mind. Okay. And this here is clearly ground under it. Yeah, so... without a board view, it looks like that's all, folks. Unless, you know what I could do here? What I could do... the vias are much cheaper to run all the way through. So maybe these are just that, and you can run a wire around the other side of the board. Yeah, but where does it go to? So the only other way for me to figure this out, would be if I have another touch bar and I measure every single point on the board to that resistor to figure out where it goes to. So what I would have to do is with another machine, I would have to hold my multimeter, one of the probes of the multimeter to the, let's see, where was I? I was over here, right? Okay, so this little broken, fucked up thing goes to the left of this resistor over here, right? So what I would have to do on another board is measure this point over here. So I'd have to put one probe over here, and then I'd have to measure every other thing on the board to see where it goes to, which... that's not how I want to spend my Thursday night. So this board here is a... what do we have? What's the number on this? This is huh? Probably. 820-00281-10. So... anybody know where that point goes to? Maybe? Kinda, sorta? Never? Yeah. No dice. I hope you didn't just dig into the ground plane. Well, I did dig into the ground plane, but I didn't short that to the ground plane. If I had shorted this to the ground plane, what you would notice is that the resistor that it attaches to on the other end would be. So see, resistor has 0 ohms of resistance to my trace. Touch this together. Meter. Hello. I'm getting trolled here. What am I getting trolled here on? This. Follow you back. Yeah, see? So my trace has 0 ohms to it. However, that resistor doesn't have continuity to ground. So I haven't dug the trace into ground. I'm not that stupid. I'm pretty stupid, but not that stupid. Not that dumb. Let's see. Do we get any hints if... the other thing that I could do here to figure out where that goes is have another board that would be a donor, and what I would do is I would just grind the donor board down. So here's how you figure this out with iPhones and long screw. You take a donor board and you grind it down, and then you see where all the paths go, and then you can follow it. The thing is, do I want to buy a Touch Bar MacBook for $2,300 to get a donor to grind it to figure out where that path goes? And no. No, I do not want to do that. So we're not doing that. Must be a hole in that ground layer. I don't think that resistor is designed to attach to ground. I don't think that was the point of it. Jumper it and see what happens. I don't think that is supposed to go to grounds. I don't think that jumper is supposed to go to grounds. I mean, I don't think that unless this is a voltage divider of some sort. Do you think maybe that's what it's supposed to do? Like maybe this, like we do have several resistors here. So we have this resistor up here. So this resistor goes to this resistor, and then this resistor goes to ground. So this could actually be a voltage divider. Maybe it's supposed to go to ground. Maybe that's its point is to go to ground. Is it possible? It could be that this resistor's point is to go to ground. So perhaps we should just solder it to ground and see what happens. And if it blows up, I'll blame Aaron in the Twitch chat because it's his idea. Okay, so just do a little bit of that and run a tiny little jumper wire. And maybe, just maybe, this will work. Yep, blame you. Blaming you is definitely what I intend to do. So, gonna get ourselves a teeny tiny jumper wire. Ground is available right there, no sense to route it so far away. I agree with you. I agree with you absolutely. 110%. But don't really have much to lose by checking it out. It's not like this is a high power line or something. That's not like data underscore erase underscore L. If that line is something like data underscore erase underscore L, then sure, fine. Come on. Oh, these are the destroyed tweezers. What the hell am I using these for? Come on. You know what I could do to be an asshole? I could buy this fucking machine at Apple and return it within the 15 days after I've measured where that is. What is Apple's return policy like? You think 14 days is enough time for me to measure where this goes to? I have to measure that test point to every other point on the board on a working one to figure out where it goes to.
Is that the touch bar?
Yeah. You think 14 days is enough time to do it?
You really want to spend that much time on it?
Yeah. Not worth it. All right. That's a lot of links for the last board that I already have schematics for that I see here. This is the touch bar. The air is over. Air is done. Air is bye-bye. All right. I think you're on a blacklist at every Apple store. I've never been to an Apple store before. It would be interesting to go inside one someday. All right, so now to reattach all this crap and see if I get... See, where is the... Do I get fan spin? Do I get V-cord? Do I get a charge port? I usually don't advise that whole buying stuff and returning it shit. It's one of the big reasons I don't do reviews in this channel, but... Because let's face it, that's how all these people are getting that stuff. But... It's Apple. It's Apple. Am I really gonna let that bother me too much? All right. I can plug in the USB-C on either end. Do you have the 85-watt USB-C charger? Do you have the 85-watt USB-C charger there? Can I rig MagSafe to... That looks like it.
61.
Roar.
Yeah. I think they changed it immediately.
Ugh. Yoink. Okay. What do we get? V-core? There's no green light on the charger. Alright. Do I see a spike? Hi, nothing. Sad little computer. Alright. We will come back to this at another time. We will come back to this touch bar when I either get another board to Dremel through and find the... I gotta Dremel through another board so that I can find the... Wait, that's the wrong key. I'm going to Dremel through the board until I can find where that goes, or get a board view. And once one of those has been accomplished, then we can work on this. But in the meantime, this is just bullshit. Fiberglass pen and a donor board. So I got to find myself a touch bar donor board. Let's see. So I'll finish up chat and then get out of here. What have I missed? You have shaky aim. No shit. Link to a 3435 schematic. I have that one. That's the one I was picturing on screen. Another link to a 3435 schematic. I have that one. I was showing that one on screen. Let's see. If you wanted to buy an Apple product, you would have to talk to the geniuses at the bar, and yeah, I don't think I'd be able to go through an Apple store. I really don't think me in an Apple store would go well. I can't imagine that being a pleasant experience. Is that an actual window? Yes, it's a window, but you can't see outside, and it has bars on it. There are bars on my window that I can't remove. It's a great way to make sure that work feels like prison. You know, just make sure you have a smallest possible window, and make sure that it has bars on it that your landlord put on that you can't remove. Any luck, there's no fire. But it's definitely a motivation to not start a fire in my office. I have a great motivation to not start a fire here, because if I start a fire, I'm dead. All of them, the customer service, sales, regular tech, they can just walk out the front. If there's a fire back here, I am dead. Joy, I'm not even sure the bars in the window thing is legal, but that sounds like the landlord's problem. Use a charger off eBay. I hear they perform very well for killing MacBooks. I should start selling those things. Another schematic for a 3435. I have. Can I edit the title midstream? Yeah, I need a board view. I could really use a board view. This is no fun without a board view. You know, the next stream is probably going to be Jason measuring. Actually, Jason's going on vacation for 2 weeks starting tomorrow. He knew this. He knew this was coming. He knew this was coming. That's why he went on vacation. All right, so the next stream is most likely me going to be sitting here with another one of these fucking machines, measuring every single test point on the board to see where that resistor goes to, because I don't have a board view. So if the next stream that you see on this channel is something like 9 or 15 or 36 consecutive hours, you know why. So that's it for today. And as always, I hope that you learned something.